Salutations, everybody! I go by the name of Vic Monaro around this parts, and this is a Let's Play of Resident Evil 4 for a console released by Nintendo last generation, known as Nintendo Wii. By saying last generation, I have stapled this as a kind of a moment in time, so you kind of can have a rough kind of estimation as to where or when this was recorded. Not really where, but when this was recorded, because, well, it was said last generation, which means we're in the generation of, you know, Wii U, PS1, PS1, Xbox One, and PS4. Those are going to be kickstarting out this year, so that means that whenever this gets sealed away in time, you know, they'll know where this was released. Not that anyone would really care to, and there's always a release stamp on YouTube. But anyway, this is where Salazar was back in that episode 12, I think. He was staring down at us and doing his big long speech, but as you can see, he wasn't really paying attention to us. He came up here to look at his treasure up here. You want to come up here and shoot that down, obviously. So I'm just going to zip down there. This little touch I noticed is that when you run for extended periods of time with Leon or Ashley, they end up panting a lot more. Just thought I'd mention that. But anyway, we picked up a purple gem. Actually, we really need that.
Follow me.
It is another one of those key treasures that we need to attach to, you guessed it, our elegant mask. So if we just combine it, we're close. Just one more gem for at least one of the masks. They gave us two, so there's quite a lot to fill out actually. But once we do, we can expect to make a lot of moolah outside. Outside. A lot of moolah up in here, I guess. Moolahs for money, right? It's a really nice day outside. In fact, it is one of the. I know this is completely off topic, but it's a really sunny day outside. It's one of the hottest this summer. We're expected to reach highs of 24 degrees Celsius. I know that doesn't seem hot depending on where you are, you know, America or England or whatever. This is Scotland. But for Scotland, that's a really good temperature anyway. And besides, when it reaches about 28 and stuff, it starts to get a little bit too hot for me. You know, I'm not really used to it, so don't know about that. But as a result, you know, the hay fever is high, you know, the pollen's high. I already mentioned this like two episodes ago, but the pollen count is also quite unbearable. I have to be on medication, and my friend were actually speculating, oh, I thought it was only the Sadler picture that came off. It's possible I missed more treasure. So, okay, here's a note to to other people then, is check all paintings, not just the Sadler ones then. I guess there could be a treasure that I missed, and if I did, I apologise. Just make sure you check all of them then. But, yeah, we enter one of the kind of my more preferred areas in this game. This is the kind of arty-farty bit with all the kind of classic paintings. The flash grenade, always a joy to have. Nice little curtained area. So we're going to just shoot down all the gems off these. But yeah, it's a really nice day outside. Perfect weather for me to cook myself up in a dark room. Actually, my room's not really that dark. And green gem! Oh, we'll attach that in a second. Yeah, to cook myself in the room and make an LP. Why not? After all, you know, to be honest, there's nothing too much going on in my town that I live in. I'm not really in my usual recording spot, what I'd call, because I've now moved out of that flat, or apartment, I guess is the universal talk for that, international talk. And I come from a small town, so there's not really too much going on here. I'm just going to go over here and just make sure we loot everything, because actually there's a merchant nearby, so just make sure you loot as much as you can, because you always want to go to any merchant flushed with cash. You know, it's kind of annoying if you can't afford an upgrade, and then actually you could have had you just like did a round trip. So not really much else to say there. I do like how all these images are kind of individual. I never really get to actually wait, no they're not. That looks exactly the same as actually wait. I'm drawing way too much into that, but I think they're actually different, so oh wait, no, I don't want to go for here. No preview for you, I'm not going to show that. That's actually the room that you're kind of meant to go in next. But before that, let's get the boring stuff, the small stuff out of the way, I guess. And oh, actually a target range. I guess we'll get that out of the way first. So pick up some rifle ammo. Always good to have, because actually when I was mulling over my last death in the last episode, I decided to go and use the rifle a lot more, because that saves more ammo for the other guns, you know. Like to spread out the joy, spread out the pain of the other weapons, you know, even though it's more powerful and a bit overkill. So
Welcome.
So starting off, like, oh, actually we can combine our mask together now, because if you notice there, we picked up the green gem. I got the colours completely wrong for this mask actually. So if we combine the green one, we now have one completed mask. Let's look at it in its glory before we sell it. A mask with all the gems fitted in it. So we got purple, orange, and green. Actually, they went for all the secondary colours. I mean, I know that's obvious to most, but you know, it's a nice little touch that they usually go for primary colours at least, but now they went for complete secondary colours. I got the price of that wrong last episode. It's 1,200, not. I think it said 10,000, but it's actually 12,000. Whoa, that's a lot of money. Nice. Okay, let's just sell all our stuff and have a look at what this guy has to offer us right now. I wonder if he's got anything new. I'm actually not really sure. Oh yes, we have got new upgrades. So, you can choose to upgrade not any of these two. Not any of these, not any of these. Oh, TMP. Firepower. Capacity, must have.
What are you buying?
And that's about it, sorry. Actually, I was more excited and I came more flushed with cash, but unfortunately that didn't fly, did it? So, we're actually going to enter the second target range. Shoot the Salazar head, which is too small to even notice as Salazar. In fact, on the TV we played this game in the first time, I had no idea that was Salazar. I missed one target, but I think I got all awards. And that's pretty much fine for me. So, in doing so, you've cleared all 6 bottle caps, you got second row complete, and you get 25,000 pesetas. Don't say wait, you. And open the door. Before moving on, I guess it's best to have a look at the bottle caps we unlocked there. Let's have a look at them for a second. So, oh yeah, we get our villagers! Nice, we got Don Jose, not Pietro as I like to call him. So let's see what he says. Okay. Don Diego? I forgot what to call this guy anyway. But he's the grumpy one. Give him his little sickle there. It's Esteban or Utbolastelos! I love this guy. And we have the kind of... Oh, Don Manuel. Oh. I don't like him. He's always so whiny. Our favourite doctor. Not the doctor, but just Dr. Salvador. And our favourite pair of sisters. The Bella sisters. Infinitely more badass than the Bella from Twilight, but that goes without saying. You don't have to be called another Bella to be cooler than that. So, we can just black out. That was a pretty long introduction, I'm sorry about that. Well, not really gonna say introduction, but like, very long kind of section we just did there of just, you know, not real action. So, I'm gonna try and make up for it now with some puzzle solving. Let's solve this quite quickly. First, I'm gonna do some looting. There was nothing in this room to loot. Anyway, here's a quick hint of how to solve this room. They've got 4 buttons in the room, stand on them, they go down. So, time lapse. Yeah, blew most of my generic commentary wad on that last, on the last target practice where nothing was really happening. But anyway, now that we've activated that, you don't actually have any options really. This door is locked on the other side, so can't go for that. But as we enter through this door, something fun happens.
I think you've lived long enough. Let's see if you can survive this time.
I think that's the closest we've actually been to Salazar. So yeah, we have the typical kind of falling roof trap, and this one is really, really shit. I don't mean to cuss, but it was really bad. It just stops coming down if you shoot these things out. Did he not estimate you had a gun? And even if you didn't stop this, you could actually just follow him through the opening in the wall. I don't really understand. If the door doesn't close, it's not really a trap, is it? Well, whatever. So I think that's the closest we've been to Salazar, and he must run really fast or know some really good secret passages because he disappears very, very quickly. I'm going to quickly time-lapse again, don't want to waste your time while I just check these lights. Really no treasure in any of them. So yeah, I just want to... I know this episode's going to go on a little bit long, so I'm going to try and go for it as fast-paced as I can. And oh, another trap. Yep, there's another trap here. They've got a big digger machine and they keep destroying their own castle. I don't know why, but I feel like that's the main victim here. It's like when somebody dies and they destroy the car in an action film. It's like, you feel bad for the car, not just the henchman. It's like, that could have really done stuff. That could have, like, transported someone for their college years to Well, they're really aggressive drivers as well. But yeah, they're driving this drill machine and they're going to kill Ashley. It seems like they've forgotten that Ashley's a hostage. And yes, the bars here are remote controlled by those two guys' lives. It makes no sense. The horrifying music will continue to play even after those guys are dead. You can stand here. Even though it broke through a solid wall, a wall that has an opening in it, it can't break through anymore. I don't get that. But anyway, yeah, I guess video game logic right there, but more time-lapsing, I guess. I love chess. And after that, we've seen the elegant chessboard that doesn't have every piece. I don't know how that works. Maybe there's some hidden inside it. Maybe it's one of those open up ones. But we get our most important treasure here. We get the Queen's Grail behind the Illuminado's pin. And we can see what was locking the door from the other side. It was this padlock. This padlock. I feel this kind of need to say padlock in that way. Now, there's a deep-rooted meaning, but that meaning is really, really boring. So I'm not going to go on to that. Somebody in the audience might know, though. So yeah, that wasn't really a bad trap. 2 trap rooms, but not too deadly. But if we go here, we go into a kind of legitimately challenging section, and nope. I'm missing something here. Ah, okay, next we have to go this way, because we got the Queen's Grail, so who naturally goes with the Queen? We need the King's Grail, of course. Can't believe I forgot that. I actually tricked myself into thinking that the King's Grail would automatically be there. Don't know how that happened, but anyway. Walk forward here, we can see this nice lion statue. And, oh boy, I don't like this section at all. We backflip. And Ashley is completely invincible in this section during those, you know, it doesn't go for her, so no worries. Like, if it was just a centimetre to the right, it could easily have hit her as well. The angle just slightly different. Oh, I don't like this bit at all. Oh. Oh. In like kind of sections that I know are going to be annoying to play, this is probably up there. Okay, I recommend getting a high damaging weapon out. In my case, it's not the shotgun, and because I haven't upgraded it. But here, if you open this, may wrath of evil befall the one who disturbs his holy grail. Take the Holy King's Grail. Oh, at least it warned us anyway. So we take the King's Grail and. You know those suits of armor that you saw as Ashley? They kind of get a re-cameo. I don't really a cameo. They kind of get a repeat performance. But this time they're actually gonna be legitimately threatening because they fire 3 of them at you at once, like they're out of a cannon. Mind that I say fire? You're not really firing them. They just use them. And yeah, they're indiscriminately gonna keep on slashing you. They move at a fairly fast pace as well. My recommendation is damaging them enough with a high damage weapon and they will flinch. Oh god. Okay. Now, you notice there's actually a Plagueis in them, which makes me wonder if all of the, you know, like, how this works exactly. Are these actually people inside these? And if so, why are they completely silent as opposed to the other ones? And, you know, are they completely different from the other, like, last Plagueis head zombies? Because, like, they don't seem to need sustenance, they just stay in this trap perpetually. So I kind of assumed they were, like, robots, but now, here's phase 2. They send the Black Knight out. There's this, like a class up in Fire Emblem or something. And, oh my god. They can take a lot of damage as well. They're quite tanky, quite beefy. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about this. I've got plenty of bullets, I'll just see if I can get away with. No! 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 Yes! Oh! No! Clappy came up with a really good idea of, oh, what's really bad damage. Oh, sugar, she died! Okay, I've saved plenty of TMP ammo this time for this. Hopefully this round will go a bit better. My strategy here is to get them all to get those Plagueis heads out. Sometimes they won't flinch, which is what's really annoying about these enemies, is that they're actually quite fast, despite actually being in suits of armor, so they don't flinch, which is a real problem. So they're really like mini-bosses. 3 really annoying mini-bosses that you have to fight at once. I think they're actually more threatening than 2 chainsaw people at once, really. Just because it doesn't feel like your attack actually has any weight on them. Okay, here's what I plan on doing. Now that there's 2 of them out at once, I'm just going to get this flash grenade here. And as you know, Flash grenades are the kryptonite of those guys. Plagueis heads in general. So, with one night left to deal with, I'd say we're in a pretty comfortable mood to win this. Could probably take this out with just my pistol. And yes, we can. And yeah, that was just as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now you know why I was kind of dreading it. That walk back to that section, you know, the kind of preparation beforehand when you're thinking about, okay, how am I going to tackle it this time? That's really what I find this game is all about. You know, you try things, doesn't work, try it a different way, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I guess that's kind of how games in general work, but I really have that with this game. We have something special, me and Resident Evil. I guess a fun thing to mention is this. No knights to attack you on the way back, by the way. A fun thing to mention is actually, you know, those knights. They were actually featured a lot in the demo footage for this game in the beta. Back in the beta version, this game was very different. Leon was more supernatural, and there were suits of armor that came to life and also attacked you in that as well, as seen in the footage. And a lot of it seemed to take place in an airship as well. Although there did seem to be a bit of a kind of a castle setting as well. So let's read this. Sample retrieved. As you may have heard, Louis-Serra... Actually, there's 4 pages. No, actually, there's only 3 pages. As you may have heard, Louis-Serra has been disposed of by Lord Sadler. The sample is back where it belongs. I had hoped that the whole matter would be resolved without troubling the Lord. However, as long as the sample is safe, we can all rejoice, for our time is nearly at hand. Now that the sample is back in our safe hands, it will be a bit more difficult for the troublesome woman to get it. In light of all this, it's unfortunate that Ceres had to go. Like us, he would have had a bright future if only he had shown more faith in our beliefs. As for the other 2 Americans, the Lord has left the matter into our hands. We must not disappoint the Lord. We shall capture Ashley and take the Lord and... Oh. Take the Lord? Take her to the Lord and dispose of the American agent. Which, we're going to leave a note beforehand to tell him our plans. That memo wasn't here beforehand, so that means he came here, wrote the note, and then just left it for us. What a nice guy. And on that note, actually, before we continue on, we have both the King's and the Queen's Grail, so I think this is a great place to end off, actually, for this episode. Went on for a little while, especially with, you know, all those deaths, so... next time, I guess we'll insert both grails and see what happens when you put them in. Thank you for joining me.